Former flat earthers. What made you come round? Kyrie Irving hasn't been doing press conferences. The Mobius strip earthers had more compelling arguments. Quote I got from somewhere. For 5 years I believed the earth was flat, then I turned 6. Look. It's really easy. If the earth is flat, there would be an edge. And there would be a frocking Disney park at the edge, and we could bungee jump off the side and paraglide into the void etc etc. Someone would be making an absolute shit-ton of money off of it, if it existed. Guess what? Nobody is doing that, ADN in this world where absolutely everything is exploited for profit. If no one is making money off of it, it does not exist. No edge. Not flat. Get a clue. I watched a documentary about flat earthers called Truth Behind the Curve, and my analysis from watching that these flat earthers are a group of people who found a community to be a part of. It's a shame their community is based on a lie. But I saw a bunch of people who were to be part of a community. Most of the people were social awkward and whatnot, and so an opportunity to be an influential figure within the community, so they double down on their flawed logic. The more against you are of them, the harder they rep their flatness. TLDR. I see flat earthers as a group of lonely people looking for a community that will accept them. Edit. WTF, did not expect this comment to blow up. Thanks for the silver. And the dialogue everyone. I was debating a flat earther in Mexico, and I asked him about how GPS worked if there were no satellites. He said that they had devices in the ground to route you. I told him the Mexican government is barely able to put decent water pipes in the ground. Would he really think they had the tech to put routing devices in the ground? He chuckled with a 1,000-mile gaze. A serious answer here. The thing that made me stop was just the question. Why would NASA lie to you? I will try replying to all of y'all, but will go to a study hall, so I'll reply later. Had to travel to Japan. Gave up on my beliefs in order to make a shorter trip. If someone starts as a round earther and then converts to being a flat earther and then goes back to being a round earther, would you say they've come full circle? I was tired of living life on the edge. Oh. They move on to join the Q cult. Seriously. No one took me seriously. Surprisingly enough, facts and logic, more specifically star patterns, what we observe cannot happen on a flat earth. So no one with serious responses. I was kinda looking forward to reading the replies. It was a typo. We discovered the earth was fat, not just heavy, not merely big boned but genuinely fat. Fat EARTHERS united. I tried to convince others that the earth is a circle, but they wouldn't listen. It's pointless. Yeah, you really need to use the serious tag. People on here are idiots lol. Did any of you former flat earthers just believe because you wanted to be unique and different from everyone else? I suspect that some people who deny shit like this are the same people who just wants to be different. They'll say they disliked a movie because the majority likes it. They'll say they don't enjoy a type of food cause most do. Basically, they don't really care how they truly feel about something. They just want to be different and say the opposite of the majority. Maybe not with everything, but they'll choose a few things in life because they want to feel special. My Phil is a flat earther and all-around nutcase. I asked him if the earth was flat and you was right. What then? How is your life any different? His face was priceless because he didn't have an answer. It was great. It took about 5 years. It was a lot of willful ignorance on my part. I just refused to question the logic of it. In fact, I spent most of my time coming up with crazy fantasies about a lot of things I didn't understand. But you have to understand that there is just so much we don't know about that sometimes our priority on what is real and what can be believed can get confused. I was learning so much so fast that I really didn't question something so inane as the world being flat. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? The day that changed it forever though was when I asked my father what happens when you get to the edge of the world. He of course said the world is round like a ball. Being about 5 years old, I thought that made a lot of sense. There are flat earthers all over the globe. I saw Yo Mama and thought, there's no way the earth can be flat. I always have 2 questions for flat earthers. 1. Do you believe in Pearl Harbor? 2. If yes, can you explain to me Japan's flight path? I'm upvoting just for the pun IDC what people think about the shape of the earth, as long as we all agree that we kinda need to do something about it so that we don't perish. Our government couldn't even keep Bill Clinton's Oval Office blowthrob a secret. You really think they can keep something that big a secret? I went to kindergarten and saw a globe. Man, I figured there would only be a couple legit ones, but I was really interested. Instead it's the same tired ass jokes you've been recycling for the past few years. Don't you guys get tired of upvoting dogshit like, there's flat earthers all over the globe? I'm not a flat earther. But I wanna ask them, why would NASA and the Gov lie to you? Why would they spend extra energy and time and money and whatever faking sit like the moon landing and outer space pictures of Earth? 404. Serious. Not found. I feel into a rabbit hole of conspiracies, thankfully. Physics as a mandatory subject in Switzerland made much more sense than any top 10 facts that prove that the Earth is flat. I'm disappointed the majority of these answers are jokes. I am genuinely interested in hearing some serious answers to this. I smoked DMT and visited space aliens. We looked at Earth from their ship. Definitely a globe. I once had a conversation with a professional UFC fighter and outspoken flat earther. I tried to explain how Archimedes was able to prove the Earth was round just by using his shadow. I mentioned air travel and how Hawaii and Japan are not 20+ hours of flying apart, but what I think got through to him the most was seasons. This particular guy was Brazilian. I explained that because the Earth is round, it's possible to be winter in Brazil and summer in the USA and vice versa. He nodded and stared off into the distance silently and the conversation was over. I don't think I converted him, but it gave him significant pause at the very least. I was lonely. And everyone else was having a ball. Man, we really need this knowledge now. I don't know how we are going to reach. Stop the steal. Truthers when they already think they know more than the Supreme Court. 60 Republican and Democratic appointed federal judges. Every state election commission. Every Republican and Democratic governor. Trump's now former right-hand man and Attorney General of the United States William Barr. And the party warrior and Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Somehow. We have to find a way. I was thinking the other day about whether the flat earth movement shows us the way out of this situation America finds itself in because it seems to be a very similar phenomenon. Good question op.